Hi! A little about me, since you asked. 33, divorced. I like long walks on the beach with my therapist. So I'm from Winnipeg, and it's cold in Winnipeg, and I think I may have gotten married for the wrong reasons. You know, some girls get married for money, and some for stability. I got married for body heat. I think it's cold here. This is tropical compared to the prairies. You see a guy with a little belly fat, a little back hair, and you're like, ugh. You see that same guy out west? You're like, fuck yeah. Insulation. You want to lock that down. I married a 300-pounder. It was like winning the jackpot. Then we moved to Montreal, and I'm like, fuck, it's not that cold here. So we got a divorce, which worked fine until the Arctic freeze this week. Then I'm like, maybe we should work things out. I recently decided to get back into the dating scene, but I haven't been really single since I was 17. I don't even know if the same pickup lines I used in high school still apply. Hey, do you want a blowjob under the bleachers? Might lose something. Are you kidding? That one works every time. Gets me in trouble with parents, though. Anyone else newly divorced here? Big D? Who's in the club? You? That's it? 50% of marriages end in divorce. We somehow got almost 100% of the ones that actually worked out here tonight. Secret to a happy marriage is date night at Yuk Yuk's. Genius!
Married in Montreal.
You guys are missing out, because you know what's awesome about dating in your 30s? No, really, I'd love to know, because so far it's shit. It's like trying to find something on the clearance rack at Sears. All the good stuff, long gone. The only stuff left on the market's either been returned by its first owner, it's damaged, or its zipper won't stay up. And while maybe marriage wasn't really my thing, turns out I am really good at the one-night stand. Yeah. For those of you who haven't really dabbled in the old one-nighter, there's 3 things you have to worry about. STDs, unwanted pregnancy, and telling a perfect stranger his morning breath smells like moldy assholes. This guy sleeps over recently. We'll call him the fireman. 1, to keep things simple, and 2, I can't remember his name. I think it was Tom. Might have been Tim. Small chance it was Jenny. There was a lot of vodka that night. So he's at my place, and he's saying really sweet things like, I'm married. So we do it. And then I pass out, which is pretty standard for me after a night of hard drinking. It was a Tuesday. So I wake up the next morning and I realize in horror what had been a beautiful, charming fireman the night before, with the help of 17 tequila shots, had somehow morphed into this massive, hairy, snoring beast. Like we're talking Rob Ford's twin brother. Like, I don't know if the fireman ninja'd out of there in the middle of the night and let this guy in, or if maybe I should just stop drinking so much. But I remember thinking, this is the last time I go on Christian Mingle. And then Tubby here wakes up, and he wants to go again. And I mean, I'm repulsed, right? But I don't really have anything else going on that morning, so I figured, no, I'll close my eyes. So he reaches in for a kiss, and I guess something must have died in his mouth overnight. Like I don't know if a possum got in there or what, but it was not good. So I get up and I go crack open a spare toothbrush, and I come out and I try to be all cutesy with it, right? Like, hey, big boy, here comes the train, open for mine, like he's So he gets up and he goes and brushes his teeth. Turns out there weren't that many left to brush. And then I take one for the team in this case being you guys, because we all know bad decisions make good stories. And he finally goes home to what I can only assume is a room in his parents' basement. And this is where the problem comes in. I go to the bathroom and I see this toothbrush lying there on the sink mocking me. Used once. What do I do with it? I mean, there's a chance he could sleep over again, right? Because let's be honest, who doesn't have a little Rob Ford fetish, ladies? But there's a chance someone else could sleep over first. So do I throw it out? That's a $4 toothbrush. I can't keep handing these things out every time someone sleeps over. At the rate I'm going, I'll be bankrupt. So do I keep it? know, just start labeling them. Fireman, throw in a drawer. Next time he comes over, he opens it up, sees his is 9th from the right. That doesn't look good. Between architect and surgeon? Who we kidding? More like between pizza delivery guy and balding dog walker. But it would be a good way to keep track of numbers. Fighting black and getting laid would be my motto. Sponsored by Colgate. Now the other thing about dating is you can't just show up all hairy canary anymore. Like there are grooming rituals now. Barbaric grooming rituals. Turns out men don't want women to look like women, they want us to look like we're 9. My girlfriend says to me recently, honey, you need to get a Brazilian. I'm like, great, what's his name? I got a toothbrush for him. Turns out this one is way less fun. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Brazilian is, it's like when they take maple syrup and they pour it in the snow in Tremblant and they rip it off with a popsicle stick. Only in this case, instead of maple syrup, it's scalding wax, and instead of snow, it's your vagina. So I'm back home recently. I make an appointment, fork over $60, which apparently is the going rate for genital torture. And they tell me to get completely naked and cover up with this little face cloth. So I go to the room, strip down to my birthday suit, hop up on this metal slab, cover up with the eye patch, and I think, this is really awkward. And then the door opens, and this familiar voice says, Chantal, is that you? I turn around, and it's the one girl I hated in high school. She now waxes vaginas for a living. My vagina. Didn't see that one coming on career day. Doctor, lawyer, vaginal hair remover. That one sounds nice. So at first it's okay, safety towel still in place. We're both pretending like it's not going to be the worst hour of our lives. When she says, let's not beat around the bush. With that, she whips off the towel, scrunches up her face, peers into my hairy hot pocket, and says, ooh. If there's one thing you don't want to hear from your former nemesis staring point blank into your furry fountain of love, it's, ooh. And she says, I'm going to need you to hold it taut. And I'm like, pardon? Hold what taut? I don't even know what taut means. With that, she takes my hands and she puts them in places I didn't even know existed. On the bright side, I haven't needed to date since. Which works well since Rob Ford stopped returning my phone calls. And just when I think it couldn't get worse, she says, this might be awkward, but I'm going to need you to get down on your hands and knees, she says. The butt crack can be a very hairy place. Like, I'm naked, right? I'm thinking there's no way I'm getting down on my hands and knees. And 30 seconds later, as I'm down on my hands and knees, I think, how did this just happen? And she starts to lube up the crevice, which for the record was not that hairy, boys. Call me. I start to think, you know what, this is not bad, actually. It's kind of warm, it's kind of sticky, you know, it's kind of bad, but it's kind of good. And then she rips the wax, and it was all bad. It was no good. And as the tears well up, I think, when you were cheating off me in grade 10 math class, did you ever think you'd be staring into my no-go zone one day? But I don't say that. I turn around and I say, well, you look good. And for the first time, I notice she's wearing like a headlamp. You know, like miners wear to better see the hairs or whatever? Like this girl is Dora the Exploring my asshole. How do you respond to that? Still keep in touch with Philomena? And just when I think it can't possibly get worse, she says, one last thing, honey, I'm going to need you to get down on your elbows. We've got a few strays and I need a better angle. Like at this point, I'm sure I must be on Candid Camera Asshole Edition, right? So I'm looking around and I'm waving. I don't see any cameras, so I get down on my elbows. And then she breaks out the tweezers. For the record, no good has ever come from an ass in the air in the emergence of tweezers. And as she separates the moons and reaches into the vortex that should be explored by no one, except maybe a first date with a fireman after a few tequilas, she tweezes a hair I swear started on my tonsils, like I felt that shit all the way down. And as the tears well up, and her face hovers dangerously close to my holy land. With the door of the Explorer headlamp, all I can think is I'm never shaving again. So this is really more of a warning to anyone out here who thought about becoming husband number 2. It is the Jungle Book down there. So unless you want to play Mowgli, it's better for everyone if you just keep on moving. Thanks very much, guys.